Right, could you start by introducing yourself and what you do?
Okay, my name is Stephen Wales. I am a partner in a company called David's Properties. We're based in Boscombe at 25A St Clements Road.
Right, my name is Tobias Elwood. I'm the Member of Parliament for Bournemouth East. So that's Southbourne all the way over to Boscombe, Stroud, Littledown and East Cliff, as well as Mascliff through and also Queen's Park.
Okay, well I was born in Boscombe Hospital, which is in Shelley Road. I don't think it's there anymore, not all of it is there. I am 37 years old come June this year. I've worked for my father for 20 years come June. I started when I was 16.
I first became an MP in 2005 and lived in Boscombe itself for about 3 or 4 years before that. I no longer live in Boscombe now, I actually live in Stroud, so I've moved. My family has grown, so I needed a little bit bigger place, but thoroughly enjoyed Boscombe. It's a fantastic place.
Okay, like I said, I've been working in around Boscombe for 20 years now. So when I first started, I worked out on the road as such. I wasn't office space like I am now, so I was out in the tools. It's difficult to say. I think years ago, the drug issues in Boscombe were not so apparent as they are now, so therefore you didn't see it as much. But as the years have gone by, you see, you read the papers, and drug use is rife, and there's lots of drug rehabilitation centres in Boscombe. My views of Boscombe, it isn't a bad place. I suppose it's a suburb of Bournemouth, isn't it? So every town's going to have its bad areas, and I think it gets more bad press than what it deserves at times. It's by no means the best place in the world, but no means the worst place. And I don't believe that the drug rehabilitation centres help Boscombe in itself. There's too many of them, and it attracts the wrong sort of people. But I like Boscombe as a whole. It's got a good market on the Saturdays. There's some good people in Boscombe trying to make it a better place. You've got the Boscombe Pier, Boscombe Beaches, one of some of the best beaches in the world. It's just that a few odd people can make it a bad place, and that's where the bad press comes to, isn't it?
We've seen a regeneration of the area, and that's been very, very positive. You go down to the seafront now, it's a very, very different place than it was 5-10 years ago, and that's very good news. The challenges often have been to do with the state of the infrastructure and so on, which has meant that the housing there has been a lot cheaper. A lot of affordable housing has been thrown in there, and there have been issues connected with the drugs and so forth. But as I say, that seems to have changed because people realise actually Boscombe's got an awful lot going for it. A lot of money, as I say, has been poured into it, and there's been a lot of effort to improve the regeneration. The sea road itself leading down to the promenade, we have a new pier now, we have a new series of buildings along the actual reef with the surf reef as well. And then the main road, the actual town centre itself, has got much more of a bohemian feel to it. I think it's gaining a reputation, a very positive reputation in that sense, which, as I say, complements rather than competes with the town centre, which provides a different offering.
Within their powers they are, yes.
Yeah.
Rome wasn't built in a day, and I think all the councillors, or the council itself, are fully aware of the problems in Boscombe. It isn't as easy as saying, oh, we'll do this and sign it off. There's red tape to be adhered to, and no job is that simple. I know that when we gave the council the shop and the flat above to use for their regeneration office, it took months of organisation and paperwork. It isn't quite simple. So I believe they're doing what they've got to do. Everyone's going to say that isn't the right decision when something's being made. There's always someone's going to have a different opinion, and that would be whatever decisions are made. There's always someone's going to have a different opinion on that. So, yeah, you've got to give people a chance to make some changes, and give it time to happen to make that change.
Well, it needs to have an identity, a positive reason for people to want to come there. And we've seen the growth of surf schools and so on. So down by the seafront, there's a huge aquatic experiment to promote water sports activities. And we have kite surfing, which is down there now. A couple of restaurants have opened and cafes, which are good as well. So we've actually lifted the sort of the area completely from what it was about 5 to 10 years ago. Further inland, there are slightly different challenges, and what we are trying to encourage is a blending of support. So those people who come to the pedestrian area, to the Boscombe High Street, also feel encouraged to then go down to the seafront as well, rather than being split into sort of two areas. There's also other aspects to do with getting more community spirit going, so sort of neighbourhood activities, and that's being done through the regeneration of things like Shelley Manor, which has got its own sort of mini theatre in there. There's other art centres which are being developed. Slightly further afield up in Springbourne, there's the St Mary's, which is a huge community centre there, which is helping bring people together and allow activities to take part. So a lot of effort being made to sort of encourage people to not just pay taxes, not just obey the laws, but also to take off the iPhone headphone, to the little sort of silent world that you can live in, and start being part of that community. And Boscombe's a great place for that to happen.
I know last year with a couple of the councillors and local police, we got involved, not heavily, but we got involved in, I forgot what it was called, I think it was something blue. They held a street party in Amelia Lane, and I took my kids there, and there's face painting, the police had been involved. It was a great day. There was musicians, there was a stage where sort of unknown bands played all day. There's a cafe that we went out to, a lady called Rosie, and she did loads of food. And for a small lane, which it is in the community, I think there's probably hundreds of people that turn up in the day, probably over 1,000 that turn up in the daytime. And that, for me, getting the community together, it's the first project, I believe, that the regeneration scheme did from our shop that they created, and it was a great success. It probably helped that it was a lovely day. But yeah, for me, it was a good thing in Boscombe.
Well, there's been a few occasions where I've intervened or put my step forward to say, ask youths to stop what they're doing, and sometimes it ends up a little bit, hairy, and other times, the guys just say accept what they're doing is wrong, and then they walk away. As I say, you have to make. I prefer if more people would stand up and do that. Having said that, I would never want to encourage anybody to put themselves in danger. At the end of the day, if you see something wrong, it's the police's role to actually deal with any violent behaviour. And I have to say that we need to be careful about promoting this image that Boscombe levels these problems are huge. They're actually no different than any other sort of community. They do tend to grab the headlines, but actually the majority of people can wander around, absolutely wander around, either day or night, and, with safety. There may be a perception that things are can get a bit hairy, but actually, I've been out the police till 4 or 5 in the morning, and generally the people, the revellers, the people who have drunk a lot, they tend to keep themselves to themselves. They will be loud and boisterous, but they won't actually go up, seeking to actually cause problems with people who are minding their own business.
In the next 5 years, hopefully getting better and better. So a lot of the people's stance on Boscombe is, it's full of druggies, etc. Is you get people that are of that ilk, and they do make it obviously what they're doing, and the press get onto that. So Boscombe isn't that bad. It has its bad parts, like any city or any town does. And what if the other question was, the council doing what they can to make it better. I believe in the powers and the money that they've got, they are making it better. So I can see it becoming a better place. The house prices will increase at some stage. The roof might become a success. Property prices will increase, and it's a seaside town. Well, it's not. It is a seaside town, but it's an all year round town. You go to Swanage in the winter time, and it's like a ghost town. You go in the summertime, and it's booming. Whereas Bournemouth and Boscombe are booming all year round. So it should just get better and better and better, hopefully.
It's difficult times economically at the moment, but I mentioned this sort of bohemian reputation that we've got. I believe, I'd love to see Boscombe develop a reputation as being a place for new media, for small businesses to come along and set themselves up.
say?
One word?
Yeah.
It's a very good question, Ryan. In one word, unique.